Good morning. I'm glad to see you today. This is our Facebook Live broadcast from the newsroom of the Brazil Times. I'm Frank Phillips reporting. There is a company that is going to be billed for about $200 after a water leak in Staunton. It was quite a leak, said Jake Robach, who is the water superintendent for the town of Staunton. At last night's meeting of the Staunton Town Council, he said that he received a call that water was running down a ditch. He traced it back to 408 East Franklin Street. A house had been torn down at that location, and he said the water line was marked, but nevertheless workers for a company identified as McGuire took their equipment and was, just as Jake Robach called it, just yanking on the water line, according to people who were watching. And so he ripped out the worker ripped out the main line and required the city to put in a new pit and yoke. And Jake Robach recommended the town board bill McGuire for 53,000 gallons of water that was missing after the water leak. As he was explaining this, he said the 53,000 gallons was arrived at because of the difference in water usage for the town of Staunton that day. In other words, the water usage went up 53,000 gallons, and he attributed that to the leak. He also said the use of manganese that is used to treat the water supply went from 11 pounds to 23 pounds that day, so he said that the cost of chemicals was increased by a great amount due to that water leak and the damage caused by that worker. After the meeting, the clerk-treasurer, Kathy Meinhardt, said that the cost of water is $9.56 for 2,500 gallons. So as we multiplied that out for 53,000 gallons, it looks like the bill to McGuire will be in the neighborhood of $200 for that water that was lost. And the leak was taken care of then in short order. Also, from the Staunton Town Council meeting last night, Posey Township Fire Chief Cody Barnard and some of the members of the Posey Township Fire Department were present at the meeting. Barnard asked the Town Council if they would consider renaming Pleasant Street in honor of Eric Miller, who was killed in the line of duty about 10 years ago. He said he would like to see the town do something as a memorial, a tribute. He said that Miller was a lifelong resident of Staunton who lived on Pleasant Street, and now some of his family members live on Pleasant Street as well. So he thought it would be nice if all or part of Pleasant Street was renamed in Eric Miller's honor.
Well, basically what I've done is, it's been 10 years since Eric was killed in the line of duty, and nothing has ever really been done to kind of memorializing. And so I approached the town council tonight about the idea of renaming a portion or all of Pleasant Street here in Staunton in memory of Eric. The reason I picked Pleasant Street is because that's where Eric lived as long as I've known him, and then currently he's got two of his children that currently live on that street. So I thought if we could rename Pleasant Street in memory of Eric, it would, he's a hometown hero, so I think it would be a fitting tribute to a guy that lived his whole life in the community and ultimately died serving this community. And on top of that, it'd be something where his children would see it every single day as they come and go from their home.
Also, there was word about the Halloween plans from the Posey Township Fire Department. Now, Halloween has not been officially set in Staunton, and the town council said they would set that date at their next meeting. It will probably be one day only, though, according to what the town councilman said. However, the fire department plans to have hot chocolate and hot cider, candy for the kids, and it draws quite a crowd, a couple hundred each year, said one of the firefighters, and people come as far away as Indianapolis to Staunton for the Posey Township Fire Department Halloween celebration. And the town council also had their first budget hearing of the year. There is going to be budgeted $62,380 in the general fund, and that includes $4,000 for the Posey Township Fire Department. However, the clerk treasurer mentioned that that amount has to be approved by the Indiana Department of Local Government Finance, and the town should find out if their budget has been approved in December. The budget was presented. There was no comment from anyone in the audience. And let's see here. Oh, yes, this was mentioned also. After the meeting, Brad Webster asked me to pass on to folks who read our paper and watch our web broadcast that the town marshal, Greg Bass, is going to be cracking down on golf carts. People have to be age 16 or older in order to drive golf carts on the Staunton town streets, and they can be confiscated if the driver is found to be too young to be driving them legally. The golf carts can be impounded, and they are going to be cracking down on that in the town of Staunton. And otherwise, in news yesterday, we have a picture on our website of a group of people who are getting ready for the US 40 Fest by picking up trash along a portion of the downtown area on Sunday afternoon, and you can read more about that. Frosty Hall has a new book out, and she is going to be signing and reading from her 3-book adventure series, Dread Champions of the King, on September 24th from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. That will be at the Glacier Castle's Medieval Fair, and that's at Clay City at Glacier Castle. So we have a lot more for you on our website, and that will be updated throughout the day. And, of course, tomorrow we'll have our next edition of the printed edition of the Brazil Times, and so we'll look forward to that. We'll look forward to seeing you here in the future. I'm Frank Phillips, live on Facebook, and we'll catch you later.